I do have this conversation a lot with Africans or even just Caribbean people who will often look down on Black Americans. Number one, they will say they lazy, they ghetto. I've heard African parents tell their kids not to date African American men, not to marry them, things of that nature. What are some negative stereotypes y'all heard about Black Americans from your parents, from your friends?
You literally said it all.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Like my mom would tell me not to marry an African American.
Yeah.
She says it all the time.
Even when I hear like African parents say that, it very much sounds like the same rhetoric that a white person would tell their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't marry that Black guy. Like, he's ratchet, they ghetto. It's crazy to hear other Black people have that type of rhetoric towards each other.
African people don't like Black people. Y'all know they treat us like shit. They talk down to us. They think they better than us.
A few days ago, I saw some videos about how Africans don't like Black Americans.
But some Africans feel that they're better than other Blacks outside of Africa, whether African American, Afro-Caribbean, African people from UK.
I never wanted to live near Black Americans because I was scared.
We're not Black too, we brothers.
Africans are different from African Americans.
And I don't understand because we from the same tribe, kind of.
So, living in Africa for a long time, all I knew is that Black Americans were thugs, were lazy, they sold drugs, they killed people. Like, they were the most dangerous people.
America don't care about no Black people.
But they like white people, though. They treat y'all like family.
A house, Jesus said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. I don't care.
If you are seeing my video for the first time, my name is Steve Courage and I'm a Nigerian living in Nigeria, Lagos. And I would like to shock you with something, and that is I don't like Black Americans. Later in this video, I will tell you the reason why I don't like Black Americans. But for now, I need you to do me a favor, and that is I want you to forget that I have told you that I did not like Black Americans. Instead, I want you to assume that I am this neutral person so that you can really understand the context behind the reason why I do not like Black Americans. You see, wherever you hear people saying Africans don't like Black Americans, what they are actually saying is Africans should like Black Americans. And if you ask these people, okay, why should Africans like Black Americans? Then they will tell you, yeah, because they are both blacks. If you take time to think about this argument, you will understand that what people are saying is like you saying two people should like each other because they were born by the same mother or the same parent. Why these arguments sound right, the reality is very different. For example, my father have 10 children, and this is what my relationship with the remaining 9 children of my father looks like. Out of 9 siblings I have, there are 2 of them I love so much. I can tell you, these 2 people, like I am 100% comfortable around them. Then there are these 4 others that, yeah, I'm not 100% comfortable around them. I would say maybe I am 70% comfortable around them. So it is not perfect love, kind of. Then, unfortunately, there are 2 of my siblings that I really don't like that much. You see, the reason why I told you my personal story is because I want you to see that people don't necessarily like or love each other because they were born by the same mother, they were born by the same father, they come from the same country, or they have the same skin colors. Now, this is another way to look at this matter. You see, I want us to look at this matter from a different perspective, and that is, you see, when people say Africans don't like black Americans. One thing they are assuming is that every African who come from Africa like other Africans. That makes sense, right? If you are expecting Africans to like black Americans because they have the same skin, what you are saying is that everybody who lives in Africa like everybody else who live in Africa. Okay then, let me show you something.
It's a human exodus seldom seen on quite such a scale. These are among the last of the estimated 2 million aliens expelled over the past 2 weeks, trying to beat the Nigerian deadline. Most of them are Ghanaians. Here on the border, 60 miles from the Nigerian capital of Lagos, they face another trek across the West African states of Benin and Togo before reaching their homeland. They were encouraged to come here when Nigeria was rich with oil to fill the jobs the Nigerians didn't want or couldn't do. Now they've been kicked out without warning, blamed for everything from Nigeria's soaring unemployment to the high rate of crime.
The video clips I just showed you now was what happened in Nigeria in 1983. So it happened that Nigerian President Seif Shagari in 1983 announced that every Ghanaian who live in Nigeria must leave Nigeria within few days.
If they don't leave, they should be arrested and tried and sent back to their homes. Illegal immigrants, in fact, under normal circumstances, should not be given any notice whatsoever.
With this announcement, it means millions of Ghanaians who have lived in Nigeria for probably decades, many of them have married in Nigeria, many of them have businesses in Nigeria, suddenly they have to become orphans overnight. They have to run away from the country they have probably called their home. Then somebody will say, oh, why would President of Nigeria do that to Ghanaians? Knowing that the two countries are very close and they have very close territory, it is probably because Nigerian president was evil. Well, that was not the case. The truth is, Ghanaians themselves have done something similar to Nigeria in 1954 and in 1969. If you want to understand what I'm trying to communicate here, all you have to do is to go to African countries and you will see how black Africans treat other Africans who came from different countries. For example, xenophobic attacks happen in South Africa every other year. Libyans who are Africans sell millions and millions of other Africans. Every day they sell those guys as slaves. Even in the same country, because so many people don't understand this, even in the same country in Africa, people are divided. For example, you just have to come to my country and suddenly you will understand that even though my country seems like a single country, there are 250 tribes within my country. And shall I tell you something? These guys don't like themselves. Nobody like another tribe.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.